And yet another flashback to childhood was this project I saw at the San Francisco Exploratorium on a visit when I was 6 years old. I think you can imagine what the activity is here. It's a mix and match. And sometime later, in collaboration with Zach Lieberman, I developed this project called Reface, which allows people to create kind of these sort of generative group portraits of the people in the project's locale. So as you stand in front of it, it records your face, it interslices you with the faces of others before you. From each person, it takes their forehead, their eyes, and their mouth. And every time you blink, it advances this to the next possible combination. So every blink represents an edit, an inspiration from Walter Murch, writing about editing as something that's optimized by blinking. So whenever the participant blinks, you get a new set of combinations, and a new video is entered into the mix. The result is this kind of group portrait of the people in the project's locale. It's been installed in some museums in larger formats, and in a very interesting exhibition. One version of this has been installed in a high school in Anchorage, Alaska, for a permanent installation. Students' faces are recorded in a special capture booth in the library, and just behind them in the windows you can see outside the faces over the front door. This is where the faces of the students of the building are mixed together and projected outwards to put a kind of a generative face on the building drawn from the community within. I'm surprised they allowed this, but it's kind of gruesome but fun. When you know where the face is, you can also know where the eyes are. And it's something I've been interested in for a long time, is the phenomenon of eye contact, which is a really charged and immensely charged space of nonverbal communication, and an active frontier for research as well. I'm interested in particular in machines that not only know what we're looking at, or that we're looking at them, or how we're looking at them, but could even respond in potentially meaningful ways with eyes of their own. And thus began my work in robotics. I was fortunate to become a professor here, which has some of the best robotics in the world. And this project, called Opto-Isolator, is a robot that attempts to break down the phenomenon of eye contact into the simplest possible situation. It's just a robot with a single eye that engages in familiar psychosocial eye contact behaviors with the viewer. Here's another view of it in a different version. And a view of the guts, built by School of Art graduate Greg Baltus. The machine has just 3 degrees of freedom, up, down, and a very loud blink. Here's a video. So it blinks exactly 1 second after you do. If you know about mirror neurons, this is kind of an empathetic response or a sympathetic response that I'm trying to implement in a rudimentary way in code.